Welcome. We'll begin the webinar in just a moment, but you still have time to go grab some water or a cup of tea. Welcome. My name is Deborah Loader, and I'm a certified transformational health coach. And I believe healthy doesn't have to be hard. And tonight, we're going to go over some easy ways to improve your health. Now, my passion is to help you work through all the confusing and sometimes complicated health information so you can find what's best for you. We're also going to go over some of the myths of so-called healthy foods. So if you have any questions during our time together, please go ahead and let me know in the chat. There have been many resources consulted in the preparation of this webinar, and a few of those are healthdata.org, an article from Livestrong, and a couple articles on Paleo Diet. If you would like the entire list of resources, please let me know in the chat and I will get that to you. It has become increasingly obvious that we have a massive food epidemic in the world. Childhood obesity is soaring. Lifestyle diseases are taking millions of lives each year, and the statistics continue to worsen. Now, in a report done in the UK, the statistics indicate that by 2050, 60% of their population will be overweight, compared to 28% today. And the report goes on to discuss children. And on average, children eat only 2.5 portions of fruit and vegetables every day, which is half of the recommended intake. They also eat 50% more added sugars than the recommended maximum and 25% more saturated fat. And there's data from the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. They cite that more than 2 in 3 adults are considered to be overweight. More than 1 in 3 adults are considered to be obese. And more than 1 in 20 adults are considered to have extreme obesity. About 1/3 of children and adolescents between the ages of 6 and 19 are considered to be overweight or obese. So what's my goal with sharing these macro statistics? Well, stay with me. I understand that many people feel like getting healthy and staying healthy is hard work. But there are really 2 paths that you can take in life. Path 1 is to start easy and end hard. Path 2 is to start hard and end easy. And I wish this were not the case, but most people opt for path 1, which means they don't take their health seriously at a young age. And then their life gets progressively more difficult as they reach their 40s, 50s, and 60s as they begin to lose their health. Now, if you're willing to do the work now, which I know you are since you showed up for this webinar, it might be viewed as hard work, but my goal is to make the hard work easy so that you can enjoy the process and enjoy the outcome of taking personal responsibility for your health. It is worth it. Now, when you hear me say take personal responsibility, How does that make you feel? And why? The intention of this webinar is to open your eyes and mind to the truth around nutrition. So I'm going to go over 5 myths about healthy food. Myth 1, whole wheat is a health food and an essential part of a balanced diet. That's a myth. Myth 2, eating fat makes you fat. So if you want to lose weight, you need to eat less fat. That's a myth. Myth 3, a high protein diet increases strain on the kidneys and raises your risk of kidney disease. Myth 4, all calories are created equal, and it doesn't matter which types of foods they're coming from. That's a myth. And myth 5, the only people who need or who should go gluten-free are people with celiac disease. That also is a myth. So you need to hear the truth, because there's nothing more important than your health and the ability to live with energy and vitality. Now, my goal is not to scare you with this information. And my goal is not to create more stress. And it's also not to prevent you from enjoying yourself because you think eating well requires work. My goal is to help you become more aware of what you can do to make better choices without compromising anything, because eating well should be fun, rewarding, and exciting. So I'm curious, which myth from those 5 that I mentioned surprised you the most? Before I start sharing strategies to make nutrition fun, exciting, easy, rewarding, and successful, I want to share a very important quote with you. There is a saying, when you have your health, you have 1,000 dreams. And when you don't, you have one. Now, my goal for you is that you will be able to dream big, dream bold, and dream without limitations. So what is your number one goal and your number one dream right now? So think about that for a moment. And up next, we're going to talk about some strategies, some fun, exciting, easy strategies for successful eating. Now, during the Paleolithic period, many thousands of years ago, people ate primarily vegetables, fruit, nuts, roots, and meat. And these varied depending on the season and availability. Now, based upon scientific research, examining the types and quantities of food our hunter-gatherer ancestors ate is the foundation of the Paleo Diet. And that's lean meat, including ostrich and bison, seafood, fresh fruit, non-starchy vegetables, which is a far cry from our standard American diet. Now, today, these staples have been largely replaced with refined sugar, high fructose corn syrup, cereal, bread, potatoes, and pasteurized milk products. Now, most people eat a much narrower selection of fruits, vegetables, roots, and nuts, and in lesser quantities than our caveman ancestors. A study by researchers from the University of California had out-of-shape volunteers eat a paleo diet for 2 weeks. And in that time, their blood pressure levels decreased as did their levels of cholesterol by an average of 30 points, which researchers compared to the type of drop that you would get by taking statins for 6 months. And their levels of triglycerides also improved. So are you wondering what you should and should not eat? Well, try this basic paleo list for now. So what to eat? Grass-fed meats, fish and seafood, wild caught though, not farm raised, fresh fruits and vegetables, eggs, nuts and seeds, and healthful oils like olive, walnut, flaxseed, avocado, and coconut oil. Now, what not to eat? Cereal grains, legumes, including peanuts, dairy, refined sugar, white potatoes, processed foods, salt, refined vegetable oils. Now, hold on tight because I'm about to reveal some pretty cool resources if you want to begin to incorporate the paleo lifestyle into your home. Now, this may not be for everyone, because if you're a vegetarian or vegan, this may go against what you're currently eating. But stay tuned because some of this information can still be incorporated into your diet. So let's get specific with some meal ideas. Some breakfast ideas. Make your own granola, primal breakfast burrito, Italian scramble, or how about a sweet potato breakfast skillet with bacon? Now, before you wonder how am I supposed to make these, I have all the links to the recipes. And if you would like those, please let me know and I'll get those to you. Now, some lunch ideas: chicken fingers, probably not the ones from McDonald's though, lettuce tacos, and an Asian rainbow salad. Some dinner ideas are beef and broccoli stuffed sweet potatoes, salmon cakes, buffalo chicken salad, and some snack ideas: cut up veggies. You knew that was going to be in there, right? Cut up veggies or roasted vegetables with roasted in coconut oil, mixed nuts. There's also a recipe for a paleo bar, and some dessert ideas: ice cream, but not your regular like Breyer's ice cream or ones like that. I'm talking about coconut milk ice cream. And I have a recipe here for cookies, chewy chocolate cookies. That sounds pretty good. So I'm curious, which recipe from the ones that I listed do you plan on trying first? I mean, they're all fantastic. And let me know if you want one, several, or all of the recipes. I will get that to you. Okay, I'm going to state the obvious for a moment because sometimes the things that are most visible to us are overlooked. So, a sweet potato comes from the ground, an egg comes from a chicken, but where did the Pop-Tart come from? Right? Far too many people are grabbing processed foods that are lacking in vital nutrients, such as like antioxidants and fiber. And what's even worse is that a lot of processed foods tend to sneak in things that aren't really even necessary, like extra sodium and sugar. So here's the trick. Every meal should be filled with vibrant and natural colors. In addition, you should be on a quest to crunch. Snacks that offer a big, satisfying crunch when you bite into them, like apples and celery, snap peas, carrots, and nuts. They keep your mouth busy longer, and the more you chew, the slower you eat, and the more time your body has to register fullness. So here are some great crunchy food items for you to consider. Roasted chickpeas, almonds and pumpkin seeds, frozen grapes, carrots and celery, organic popcorn, apple slices with almond butter, that's one of my favorites, and kale chips. So what is something crunchy and colorful that you like? So never be hungry and never be full. So eat once a day, eat 3 times a day, or 5 to 6 times a day. There are contradictory reports on this. Of course, it doesn't matter what the subject is, there's always contradictory reports, correct? So my thought on this is that you want to eat when you're hungry, but not starving. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is ravenous, start to plan your meal when you are at about a 2, and then eat when you're at about a 4. Okay? And this will help you not overeat and will keep your blood sugar in balance. Then stop eating when you've reached about a 7 on the full scale, where 10 would be where you had to unbutton your pants, right? Now, then if you're hungry in between meals, and I mean really hungry, where your stomach's growling, then grab a handful of nuts or raw veggies, not Hershey Kisses or M&Ms. Now, eating on a regular basis so that you are never hungry and never full will keep your metabolism consistent, preventing you from overeating and keep your energy levels high. Now, meal planning can seem hard, but when you have proper meal planning, it's actually easy, which is the next strategy I'm going to talk about. Meal planning is an exercise that you need to deploy for 2 to 4 weeks, and then you can rinse and repeat. And what I mean by this is that if you have a meal plan for week 1 and another for week 2, you can use week 1's ideas in week 3 and week 2's ideas in week 4. Or you can have a 4-week meal plan and then reuse the next month. But don't have just a 1-week meal plan, because you're going to burn out, and nutritional diversity is really important for your success. So here are some steps to build your meal plan. Step 1, plan your week. This means to look at your week and see what is currently scheduled. Like business meetings, time with your children, social activities or events. You should be taking meals with you so that you're never left with nothing optimal to eat. Now, step 2, go shopping. Right? Prepare enough dinner each night so that you have leftovers for lunch for the next day. This will make meal planning much easier. And in addition, have a variety of go-to breakfast choices, like including smoothies or gluten-free oatmeal, eggs, organic yogurt, fruit, things like that. And finally, narrow down 3 to 5 snack items for the week that you can spread out each day that you want to snack. Step 3, never go to bed without a prepared lunch. The most effective way to keep your meal plan running smoothly is to commit to going to bed once your breakfast, lunch, and snacks are packed. Otherwise, the morning will be too chaotic, and you'll either skip a meal, bring something processed, or take nothing with you to work. And then when you're out of the house, which means that you'll have to grab something. Step 4, rinse and repeat. And I highly encourage creativity in your meal plan, but don't get too creative where sustainability gets lost. You should reuse your meal plan every other week or every month so that you're not starting from scratch every week. And step 5 is to smile. Enjoy the process. Realize that this is a path to your dreams. And keep the meals fun and creative, but always err on the side of simplicity so it's sustainable. So are you ready to start a meal plan within this next week? I know that people often say that they don't like water, but it's time to get over it and focus on the health benefits of this beverage. Dr. Joseph Mercola stated, many fail to realize how crucial an issue this is. It is my strong belief that the single most powerful intervention the majority of Americans can make in their physical health would be to stop drinking all sodas and juices and replace them with health-promoting pure water. This is such an important issue due to the fact that nearly 75% of the US is overweight, and the number one source of calories is sugar from soda. Needless to say, diet sodas are even worse. Of course, water is essential for our survival. And because every day our body loses water through urine and sweat, and this fluid needs to be replenished. So for a while, you can survive months without food. Without water, you wouldn't last more than a few days. Now he goes on to say, if you get the fluid water replacement issue right, then you have made one of the most important and powerful steps you can in taking control of your health. The Institute of Medicine has determined what they consider as the adequate amount of water. We've got a few ways to look at it. One that's easy, half your body weight in ounces of water, or 67% of your body weight in water, between 60 and 100 ounces, say. The Institute of Medicine is saying for men to have 13 cups of water, and for women to have 9 cups of water. And here are the top 10 health benefits of water. Relieves fatigue, improves mood, treats headaches and migraines, helps in digestion and constipation, aids weight loss, flushes out toxins, regulates our body temperature, it promotes healthy skin, relieves hangovers, and beats bad breath. So if for some reason you still battle with consuming water as your newfound beverage of choice, I recommend adding some fresh fruit or maybe some citrus flavored high quality essential oils just to enhance the flavor of it. But please do not go down the path to sugary beverages. That is such an important step for your overall health, and empty beverage calories are just that, empty. So I'm curious, how much water do you drink a day? And do you add any flavor to it? I have my water, I usually put in a slice of lemon in my water every day. Now, if you struggle with fatigue and low energy on a daily basis, your body is telling you it's time to assess your health and lifestyle choices. Drinking sugary energy drinks is not the answer to chronic feelings of weariness and lack of energy. What if I were to tell you that there are many alternatives to that stimulant that last, taste great, and are actually extremely healthy? Right. Welcome to the green smoothie movement. But before I share a few healthy recipes, I want to scare you with some cold hard facts about energy drinks. They interfere with your body's ability to use water, and they promote fluid loss. They can raise your cholesterol. They can send your insulin levels out of control, contributes to rheumatoid arthritis and stroke, damages your blood vessels, and can increase your risk of heart disease. So, okay, if you are ready to swap out this habit with a new habit of green smoothies, I've got a couple recipes. One is coconut peach, mango melon, and an almond butter and jelly. That sounds amazing to me. So if you would like any of those recipes, please just let me know. This is probably one of the greatest tricks I have ever learned, and it's a guaranteed way to enjoy the food you eat while remaining healthy. Herbs and spices will become your new best friends when you're in the kitchen. And they can be used with so many different dishes and are perfect for lending life to otherwise bland food without piling on the extra calories. For instance, sweet potatoes can easily be baked into fries with some cinnamon sprinkled on top for a healthy, sweet side dish. Adding fresh herbs, such as dill or parsley, to your steamed vegetables is also a great way to enhance their flavor. And quality herbs and spices provide a distinct, delightful flavor to prepared foods, so incorporate them into your meals as much as possible. And some great ones to try include basil, chives, cilantro, mint, oregano, rosemary, sage, tarragon, and thyme. And rather than repeatedly relying on the same familiar seasonings, expand your flavor horizon by purchasing a few new, maybe less common spices and herbs and giving them a try. Like curry powder adds a lot of depth and flavor to roasted vegetables, soups, and stews. And star anise can be combined with cinnamon, grated ginger, and chopped scallions to poach chicken. Adding a dash here and a sprinkle there will also add some excitement to the process, and you might even feel like a real chef as you experiment with your creations. Okay, I will admit that this strategy might be slightly intense, but it is worth it because once you start eating the right foods, you're going to want to experiment even more to make your healthy foods even more exciting. So if you're just getting started, though, you may want to consider putting this one on your back burner right now. But one thing that will inevitably happen as you start to make healthy food choices is that you're going to be in the kitchen more often. So why not make the kitchen a lot of fun? Anything that helps you prepare your food more efficiently and with more excitement is encouraged, and I suggest assessing your household needs to determine what you'll benefit from the most. For example, purchasing a new grill is generally a worthwhile investment because quality protein will be a staple for your diet, and preparing it on a nice state-of-the-art grill will just keep you smiling while you've got that protein over an open flame. Additional ideas include a slow cooker for making delicious meals in advance, and a blender to whip up your green smoothies, or even gadgets to make slicing and dicing easier. Because cooking with the right tools will ensure that your healthy food is properly prepared and tastes great. Because one of the biggest make or break factors to sticking with your healthy eating plan is having it be fun and to taste good. So are one of those investments in your kitchen, does that sound kind of cool to get started with? Avoiding burnout, right? Now, your healthy food choices should never get stale and instead should keep you eager and excited to consume high quality, nutritious foods. Now, I always recommend to make this like a team effort with your entire family if you can, so that everyone can feel a sense of contribution. If it's too difficult during the week, try and create the space on the weekend so everyone can get involved. And the perfect way to deploy this in your home is to have each member of the family write down their top 3 meals that they enjoy the most. Now on this, once this list is aggregated, which I'm sure like pizza and ice cream and chicken fingers will show up somewhere, right? Google that food item and the word paleo, and I promise that you'll be pleasantly surprised. You can literally take any food that you love and swap 3 to 4 ingredients, and all of a sudden you've got a healthy version of your favorite food. So what do you think will show up on your family food list? So how do you feel right now? I've shared a ton of information with you, and there are probably 2 emotions that are surfacing. One is excitement, or 2 could be overwhelm. And both are great emotions, because your excitement will drive you, and your overwhelm will force you to take this process very seriously. Healthy eating is a staple of a high quality lifestyle, and it's something to put time and energy into, as the side effects include more energy, improved self-esteem, and amped up vigor for life. If you feel like you need support on this journey, I am more than happy to help. I love guiding people who are ready to take their life to that next level. So go ahead and send me a note, and we will set up a time to have a conversation. While we are done here in the webinar, you're just getting started. So thank you for taking the time to experience my webinar. I love sharing this topic with people who are eager to transform their health. If you have any further questions, please email me. I am always here to support you. I will share my contact information with you, my website, deborahloderlivingwell.com, my email, deborahloderlivingwell@gmail.com, and my phone number is there to text or call. I would love to have a further conversation with you, so please, if you have further questions, go ahead and contact me. And until next time, I invite you to live well.